You see, there's a Swahili proverb, or I'll try to translate it into English. If you sleep with a goat, you must catch lice. That's your fate. Sleep with a goat, you must catch lice. And you know how much lice are itchy. You see? You might even catch bed bugs. You can't sleep with bed bugs on your bed. Bed bugs, they'll always be bugging you. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because I'm likening the United States of America to the goat. Yes, I'm likening the United States of America government to the goat. And many who have gone to bed with the United States of America caught lice. And the lice really itched them, drank their blood until they become nothing. Most died. Most actually died, you know. And it's so bad to have a lice infection. Lice infection, yes. So we've known that anywhere the United States of America. Now, many countries that have joined, or rather many countries that made alliances with the United States of America came later on to discover that they were lied to. They came later on to discover it wasn't the best deal, you know. And we can see countries such as DRC, a good example, you know. DRC, when it welcomed the CIA, which is an arm of the forces in the US, you see what happened? The next thing we saw was Patrice Lumumba was being killed, you know. We saw a series of coups in the DRC, and these coups were being supported by the United States of America government, among many others, you know. Another thing is the situation in Ghana. Do you think the Ghanaian government, or rather the Ghanaian opposition, only was enough to dethrone dethrone Kwame Nkrumah? I don't think so. I think Kwame Nkrumah was deported. I think, and I know as well, you know, I study, I understand. Kwame Nkrumah was deported by the help of the CIA because there is a certain speech that he made, and I believe there is also a book he wrote that really touched on those CIA. They really didn't like Kwame Nkrumah for what he did. He even studied in the US. He came back and he knew the US was not a good partner to bring close to you, you know. Many countries, the situations in Cambodia, the situations in Vietnam, you see what Henry Kissinger did. Henry Kissinger killed millions and millions of people in the name of establishing white supremacy in those non-white countries, you know. So the USA is not a good partner. The USA is someone who thinks they have the moral authority to control the rest of the world, while they themselves are lacking in the morality, you know. Now, I'm saying this also because you know Jeffrey Sachs. Jeffrey Sachs is the same gentleman who was speaking about the book. He is the man who gave a speech about the confessions of an economic hitman, you know. That's a very serious title, Confession of an Economic Hitman. He tried to explain how the West was working so hard to ensure that Africa was poor, which means that Africa being poor was a way of keeping themselves rich. You see, someone's misery is someone else's fortune. A one man's meat is another man's poison. We have the proverb which says so. Now I come back here and I start remembering what he said. The Confessions of an Economic Hitman. It's a book I highly recommend you read, or if you have not watched that video, kindly watch it. You will come to understand who the US truly is. And now, the same man, Jeffrey Sachs, who gave that speech about economic hitman, sent a warning, and this time he sent a warning to India. You know, India is a country of Indians. They practice Hinduism. Their capital city is New Delhi, you know. They have a female president, not popular as the prime minister, moody. He's always moody, so just like his name, moody. This time he was in good moods and he welcomed the United States of America into his country. But Jeffrey Sachs is warning that is a bad move. It's a move that will create a ripple effect of regrets. A ripple effect that will not only affect India, it will affect the surrounding countries that depend on India. Countries such as Nepal, countries such as Bangladesh, the enemy country of India, Pakistan, we have Sri Lanka, you know. These are countries which are dependent on the establishment of India, you know. Because India is also a big country, it covers a huge coast, you know. On this side, it covers the Mediterranean, the North Mediterranean, the Indian Ocean. And on that other side, it covers another ocean, right? Now, you come back and think for yourself. Why is the US always showing interest into a country, pretending they want to support them, but once they get their hands into that country, something bad always happens? You see, history repeats itself, and there's nothing new under this universe. There's nothing new. That thing which happened 100 years ago will happen in the next days. It repeats itself. But what we should do is not repeat it. We should learn from the history itself. Not that we watched bad things happen and now we are silent about it. No, we should talk. Now, Jeffrey Sachs made a speech there's a lady on First Post. She makes very nice not videos, but presentation. This specific lady had a one-on-one interview with Jeffrey Sachs, where Jeffrey Sachs openly warns Indians about the presence or about their coalition with the United States of America, telling them they will regret. They are no special than those other countries which regretted. Now, without further ado, I want us to listen to this speech. I shall get back with a deeper critical analysis. Let's dive in. That is the man who does not lie. That is the man who is old enough to for us to believe what he says. Jeffrey Sachs has lived for some time now to realize that the United States of America is not a country to trust. The United States of America is the goat. Remember what I told you in the first parts of this video. You sleep with the goat, be sure to catch some lice. Lice are not good things to catch. No, they ain't. They'll suck you. India's collaboration, or India's whatever India wants to do with the US, it will ultimately lead to regret. It will ultimately lead to suffocation of cultures. One thing I like about the country of India is that it has a very rich culture. The US might be targeting the high population of India. There was a time India was the country with the highest population. Right now it's China, then India. Maybe the US has discovered something about the population. Maybe they want to make the population give them some profit, you know. Maybe they want to control population. I don't know, I'm just speculating. However, what I can tell here is, when you see that other people's interaction with this new friend of yours didn't go well, I think you should be cautious. I think you should be very cautious and ask yourself, what are the chances this can't happen to me? What are the chances I'll survive if it happens? What are the chances I'll survive? You see, people should realize that the US is losing its greatness. That's why we have MAGA, Make America Great Again. Again means it lost something that it had, you know, and that's the American supremacy. The American supremacy is a lie that was sold to us, a lie of fear. Right now, we have countries that have come up, countries which are not as absurd, are not as deceptive and cunning in their trade treaties like the US. We have China. China is a highly growing economic power and superpower, or someday it will become the superpower. China does not need the US to survive. In its own self, it can survive. When we trade with China as Africans, we trade as equals. You see, equals. I give you 50%, you give me 50%. That's equality. You respect me, I fully respect you. But the US does not treat its partners like that. It might be Africa, you might say, oh, they only do that to Africans. But wait and see if Indians fall for this. Just wait and see. You will discover how bad it is. You will discover how regretful they will be to realize they were deceived, you know. The main point here is one. The main point here is one. The US is not a country, is not a government. The US government is not a government that has good history. It has very, very bad history. Its history is pervasive. Its history is absurd. Its history is deceptive. Anywhere it touches, bad things happen, right? That's the truth. That's what we've always seen. They plant puppets and they want that puppet to ride the operation. Now I'm asking myself, so we have the BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. We have India, right? BRICS, India. So do you think because India is part of BRICS and they make an agreement with, you know, that friend of NATO, US, don't you think it will affect their relationship in BRICS? Tell me what you think. Because BRICS, or rather Trump, is not really a friend to the BRICS, because the BRIC dollars, or rather the BRIC currency, the BRIC coalition was threatening the dollar. So I don't think there's any true friendship over there. People should think wisely. People should think beyond what they see. I myself, I don't have the knowledge it takes to apprehend, but I have something that I know, and I've learned it from history. History repeats itself. We don't need to repeat history. We need to learn from history. So it's good if the people of India take heed of Jeffrey Sachs' advice. Yes. And remember, you sleep with the goat, catch lies. This is EFK Original Documentaries. If you like what I do, subscribe and surely appreciate. And see you in the next one.